The caption of this film says that sometimes when a man is wrong, the nation is wrong. Similarly, I also believe in this funda that when you are making a biopic, if it is made wrongly, then the person that you're representing in that film is wrong. Thankfully, that was not the case in this film. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and yes, I had the privilege and honor of watching Rocketry yesterday, first day, first show, though the first show was pretty late in the afternoon, but what I was happy to see was almost 60% occupancy in the theatre. Also, I watched the Hindi version of this film. Firstly, I want to start by saying this, that I applaud R. Madhavan for bringing us the story of this amazing scientist Nambi. Now, this has been R. Madhavan's dream project for quite some time, and you will understand while watching this film that how well researched it is. Madhavan himself has said that he didn't take any creative liberty while narrating this story, and that the film is a true representation of what happened in Mr. Nambi's life. And his statement comes across as absolute truth because of the treatment of this film and the way the story has been told. It's straightforward, no nonsense, and to the point. We already saw this in the first trailer where you see R. Madhavan and Shah Rukh Khan sitting across each other, and there is this interview format which is going on. So the movie is Mr. Nambi telling his entire life story to Mr. Khan as an interviewee. Also, there is a drastic difference in the narration of the first half and the second half of this film. The movie pre-interval establishes Mr. Nambi's character as a whole and shows us his immense drive to do something as a scientist. Not only we see that how intelligent he is, but we also see that how much of an out-of-the-box thinker he is. The treatment of the film post-interval is much more emotional and humane in a way. It will show us a complete different side of Mr. Nambi's life and what his family also went through because of the scandal that he was embroiled into. I personally thought that the story overall was presented really well and with a lot of authenticity. Though I would definitely like to give this disclaimer to the audiences who have not watched the film yet, that in the first half there are certain sequences where you might feel that okay, there is too much of information overload because of the scientific terms that are used. Now, of course, R. Madhavan as a director could have taken this call that he could have presented those scenes in a simple way, but I personally think that, you know, to give more authenticity to this character, maybe the scenes had to be presented in this particular way only. Because in reality, two scientists conversing with each other is going to exactly sound like that. So yes, you probably wouldn't derive any entertainment value from these scenes, but it establishes much more context about the character. But for those who have watched, please do let me know, did you feel that while watching it that okay, the screenplay in those places was getting a bit too technical for you? Do share your thoughts in the comments below. The screenplay on this film focuses mostly on his professional side of life. Probably I would say 80% of the film, and 20% or so is based on his personal life. Most of that we get to see in the second half of the film, where he is embroiled in that scandal and how much his family also has to suffer along with him. Those scenes, even though limited, are extremely impactful. There is a scene in the second half where he hears the final Supreme Court verdict on phone, and he tells his wife, and they all break down, and he is hugging his wife and saying his dialogue, apologizing to her. That entire scene, one of the best scenes of this film. It is so well acted out by R. Madhavan. I just choked up on that scene. And my personal favorite scene is the last scene of this film, the very last scene where you see two scientists. One is of course Mr. Nambi, and second is another scientist who works for NASA. And it's sort of like a contrast shown, and it's so powerful. That entire visual is so powerful. It sort of shows that how Mr. Nambi's life would have been different had he accepted the offer of NASA. And that whole visual was so powerful for me that I almost choked up, and made me think that, my God, how different a person's life turned out by one single decision. And yes, now at this point he has been given back all that respect and love with that compensation and all of that, but it will still make you think by the end of this film, is it enough? Because you've already lost back all of that time where, you know, he was made to go through all this trauma, and not just him, his entire family. Whereas, you know, if that hadn't happened, he would have probably been the director of ISRO at this point of time. And you know what, by the end of it, it will make you feel a little bit guilty. And that's where I thought that the caption of this film, that when sometimes a man is wrong, the nation is wrong, it holds so freaking true. One of the happiest moments yesterday was when the movie got over. There was this collective cheer and whistling and clapping for Mr. Nambi in the theater. I wish I had recorded it, but I did not. But personally, it made me so happy that there was this positive energy and we were leaving the theater with smiles on our faces, but with a lot of awareness also. And that's where I thought that, you know what, certain flaws in the screenplay and all is fine. When the actual impact of the movie gets delivered like this, I think the job is done. And for that, we need to congratulate Mr. R. Madhavan wholly and solely. Now, before I talk about R. Madhavan and what he pulled off, I first want to, talk a little bit about the technical aspects as well. Starting with the VFX, I was impressed. Like the rockets, the engine, all of it looked great. It did not feel fake to me. Second, coming to the sound design, now there are certain moments where I literally got a jump scare. The sound design of those scenes were done extremely well. Coming to the BGM, I felt that through the emotional scenes, the BGM was quite good, but throughout the movie, I did not think it was like out of this world or something really great. But in bits and pieces, there are certain sequences where the BGM really stood out. Pacing and edit wise, I think it was fine because you are presenting a biopic, so you have to load it with a lot of information because you have to show an entire lifespan of a person. Though I would say that in certain places, like the screenplay drags a little bit, but still, other than that, no major complaints whatsoever. The one thing which really disappointed me, and I was a little scared when I had watched the first trailer, and I had actually, I think, raised my concern for this particular bit, and unfortunately it came true, is the acting of the foreign actors. It just stuck out like a sore thumb, guys, for me, at least for me. If you did not feel it while watching the film, that's great, but for me, when all the foreign actors were saying their lines, it just did not feel natural. Certain scenes you could just see that they are acting it out. They are like literally reading their dialogue. They are really not feeling the character, which is sad because the other actors were doing so well. It's only just the foreign actors which just completely stuck out like a sore thumb. If you did not feel that, great for you, but personally, I felt that. But the show stealer of this film is R. Madhavan. I mean, he's the director, he's the writer, he's also the main lead actor, and he is just, his portrayal of Mr. Nambi is a chef's kiss. This is the best of the best R. Madhavan that I've seen on screen. He's so convincing as this character that at one point of time I forgot only that this was R. Madhavan, and you just see how his expression changes as the scandal takes a toll on his health and stuff. His gait, his body posture, the way he's saying the dialogues, everything was pitch perfect. And in addition to that, I have to appreciate the makeup artist and whoever did the prosthetics for him. Fabulous job. And this video is going to be absolutely incomplete if I do not mention Shah Rukh Khan, an actor whom I admire so much. It was such a pleasure to see him on big screen after so freaking long, and he looks incredible. He has a cameo, but you will feel his screen presence throughout the movie because his scenes have been broken down and placed so strategically and so beautifully. And he is of course playing himself only. He's not playing any character. He's as Shah Rukh Khan only in the movie. And I know in the Tamil version we have Surya, who I'm sure would have done a great job also. And both of these actors, as far as the news goes, did not charge a single penny for this role. And it's not like Shah Rukh is just there for the heck of it. Ha chalo naam ka cameo kiya. No, nothing like that. Like his short role is equally important and has been given a lot of weightage. At the end, I would really encourage the audience to go and watch this film in the theaters if you can, because it's important. Yes, for us, generally, movies are like, we have to watch it for entertainment and this and that, escapism, entertainment, just to pass our time. But no, this is not the movie for entertainment purposes. This is a movie which is required for educational purposes. I think R. Madhavan did absolute justice in portraying Mr. Nambi's character. Like, huge respect for the guy. And to Mr. Nambi, I also want to say, like Mr. Shah Rukh said in the film, I also want to, say from my heart that we are very sorry. As a nation, we are sorry, and nothing can, ease the pain that he went through, but all we can do is sincerely apologize to him as a country. And on that note, I will end this video here. Please let me know your thoughts if you have watched this film in the comments below. And yeah, signing off now, guys, and I'll see you soon on my next video. Bye!